Newport was round the corner, Barrow a lot further. I guess that it was called off when it was because of the distance we had to travel.
Yeah, I mean, we'd set off. We got as far as Gordano in relation to that journey. But the wise heads somehow figured out that the pitch won't change too much from 1 o'clock till 3 o'clock. So we asked for the pitch inspection at 1 o'clock. And luckily, the answer came back straight away. So we hung around at Gordano services. I treated the lads to a KFC and a Burger King because they've had a couple of journeys they didn't need to make in the last couple of weeks. And then we got back on the coach and came home again. Strange, very strange. But from what we heard from the weather and from the people up and around that area, we kind of had an idea it was going to get called off, and we prepared in the best possible way. But it's disappointing because you've got your schedule, you've got your structure, you're training ready for games, and then when you're not playing the games, it's hard to pick up the intensity you need to get to replicate those games. So we're looking forward to getting back playing again. I hope the game's on in relation to the weather we've got down here in the southwest at the moment, but also the situation that Sheffield Wednesday are currently going through.
Well, all reports from the Sheffield Wednesday camp suggest that they've had quite a few positive tests, and they'll be looking at bringing some of the younger players down. I mean, we don't really know what side we'll be facing. They've not got a manager. I mean, how do you prepare for a game when you're not really sure what you're coming up against?
Just concentrating on ourselves. I said to the players, and I was really clear, I've got no idea what we'll get Saturday from the opposition, but I need to have a clear indication of what I'm going to get from my own group of players Saturday. And that's an aggressive style of play. That's front foot football. That's our home style of football. And trying to dictate to the opposition and leading that game in terms of all the stats, running stats, efforts on goal, all the bits and pieces, possession. And we can go into all the details, but I want us to be on the front foot and play well on Saturday. So, like I said to the players today, I've got no idea what to expect from Sheffield Wednesday. They'll still be good players, I can guarantee that. They're a club of that stature and that history for a reason, so they'll still be good players. But I've said previously, we'll never have a better opportunity than this weekend.
Well, you said it there. You know, we won't have a better opportunity, and if we do get through, we found out earlier that it would be into the fourth round for the first time since 1981. It'd be nice to make a little bit of history, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but we've got to win the game. Got to win the game. Got to play well. Got to win the game first and foremost. Take care of what's in front of us, and we'll see what happens if we're in the hat for the next round when the draw comes round. We've got to look forward to games like this. Such a shame that the fans won't be there, because you look back in history, the amount of times that the park's been full on an FA Cup game. You look at the big names who've played there in the past, and it's a great atmosphere. We need to inject that atmosphere and that heat into our own game, and hopefully we'll come out better off come 5 o'clock on Saturday, and then we'll assess what's to come on the back of that. We know we've got an awful lot of fixtures ahead of us, but it'd be great to have one more game in amongst there.
You mentioned there the fixture congestion. I may be wrong, but I think we've only got three Tuesday nights free before the end of the season. That's a lot of games, isn't it, that we've got between now and May? Yeah,
and I think one of those Tuesday nights is when we play on a Monday over Easter weekend as well. So, lots of games to come. It is what it is. Unfortunately, through no fault of our own, after this weekend's game, we'll fall as far as 4 games behind some of the teams in our league, which is a huge amount. Almost three, possibly 4 weeks worth of football. We've got to cram that into a smaller time frame. So it remains to be seen if the league campaign gets extended in terms of a time frame. But either way, we're going to have a lot of games coming up no matter what. And we'll need this squad to be fully fit, fully motivated, well looked after at times, but just to get in the rhythm of game after game after game.
I think if we win on Saturday, it's actually another Tuesday that'll be the Stevenage game. Look, good news in the week was the results of the COVID tests.
Yeah, all came back negative. It was one we had to retest, but that group of players came back negative. And we've had the ones come back into our environment who've actually had the virus or been isolating as well. So it's good to get people back together, staff members as well. And it's apparent that, especially when they don't have the symptoms, they get so bored sat in home for a couple of weeks. But it has to be done. But they're active young men, and they want to be out there playing football. So it's great to have people back in. The key thing is for the ones who've had the positive results is that we look after them in relation to their training and their game time, and don't throw too much at them too soon, and see how they react off the back of that, and then we'll proceed with a plan going forward, because we read the headlines about how some players and some sportsmen have suffered long-term effects or are still suffering now, even when they've contracted the virus from months and months ago. So it remains to be seen if we'll keep this squad fully fit for the next few weeks.
Obviously, no absentees, COVID wise. Injuries wise, is it still just Pierce Sweeney that we're touching on?
Just Pierce at the moment. Yeah, just Pierce at the moment. When you don't play games, there's less risk of injury. So it's been pleasing to see the likes of Lewis Ward fully training, Lewis Page fully training, and Nigel, Jake Caprice. So we've got a fully fit squad, bar Pierce, and the couple who've had the COVID illness. We've got to be mindful. I've just made that point there. We can't throw them straight back in and expect them to play 90 minutes of full high intensity football. So we've got to manoeuvre a few bodies for when it's needed, and this is the start of a long line of fixtures as well. And as much as we want to win Saturday, as that game's going on, we'll have Tuesday night in our minds as well, and then the following Saturday and so forth, and it never stops. But only really Pierce, who's unavailable through injury at the moment.
Last one for me then. I know the fans will be dying to know, can we expect any transfer business in the coming weeks?
I hope so. I'm trying my best. Usually at the start of January is a difficult one because it takes a little bit of time to get going, and then it starts to heat up, and then it's chaos towards the end. So what date are we now? 7th. So we're only a week into it, not even a week into it because it opened on the 2nd. So I'd like to think we can expect some movement, both in and out. Hopefully we're going to keep hold of our better players, our more valuable players, our players who are contributing week in, week out. And give opportunities to some players who maybe aren't getting the game time to look elsewhere for that game time. But we're also looking to improve this squad of players. Easier said than done, like I've said, but we're working towards certain players and certain profiles and certain positions we want to strengthen in. And hopefully that'll, like I said, that moves quite quickly at times, and it will hopefully move quickly in the next few weeks.